Reverse the call.
Question mark. Don't make it a statement.
Question mark. We're the Talking Cheeseheads.
Don't try to dominate the conversation right away, Do-Gooder Larson.
Cheeseheadtalk.com. You know what I'm not reversing?
What's that?
My zest, my taste, my love for Yaharabe.
Because they always get the call right, don't they?
They do. They get it right.
They don't fool around over there with Carl.
No.
Carl's not calling stuff safe when it's out.
Carl's a sill.
Yeah, he sees it
just
right
distills.
down the middle.
He distills.
He does.
With perfection.
Yeah. It's presumptuous of us to assume Carl's a he.
Really?
Like God. It could be a she. Could be short for Carletta.
Could be non-sexual. Let's just get to what the Yaharabe
What we're trying to say,
about.
Ben, is that it's always, and I don't want to use another liquor's slogan here, but, it's always a great call, not even a good call with Yaharabe spirits, because they're good.
Yeah.
They're high quality. They're made right next door, right here, over in this area.
No need to tearfully apologize. www.yaharabe.com. You can link to them through our website, which is, of course, cheeseheadtalk.com.
Yeah.
Go to the Talking Cheeseheads page. Right on top.
The bottles are
banner.
cool looking.
Yeah, they are cool looking. Okay, you got Jim Joyce blowing a call.
Yep.
Umpire for years and years. Taking the perfect game away. And this has been the talk in baseball for a couple days now. You got Uncle Bud, Cheap Suit Selig.
Who you think deserves a statue.
Well,
Not just in Miller Park, but right next to the Statue of Liberty.
Yeah, statue people aren't always great.
Welcome to America.
We're tied. But he comes out and says, we're not going to reverse the call. The call stands. Nothing about the call gets reversed.
Right.
It's not a perfect game, even though it was a perfect game. Mm-hmm. You agree with him. Here's the thing.
Of course I do.
This is so easy. It's not that
easy.
It's easy.
It's not.
There's no big can of worms. I'll tell you why. Bud is the king of baseball in effect. Crappy as though that may seem, he is, because he's got the best interest of baseball clause, which basically makes him the king of all baseball. So he should just issue an edict that says, on controversial calls made on what would have been the final out of a game, I have the power to overrule. It's perfect. How many calls can that possibly be where it's the final out, where if it's just that one call made, there's no other little variables that play. If he overturns that one call, game's over, nothing else to consider, perfect game.
So
how many times is it going to really change anything?
So what's the protocol? What does Bud have to do? Because Bud's not an umpire. So Bud just has to look at the tape and be like, that was a strike instead of a ball.
No. I'm not talking strikes and balls. Everybody knows.
Look at how
you can't replay
convoluted this is already becoming.
No, it didn't even become convoluted.
Yes,
it's all about. He's just got to look at it and say, ball and glove, foot on base, final out, game over. It's not. Oh, it was the first out of the inning.
What about a trap?
Happened?
What about a trap out in center field? Huh, Ben? What you line one out to center field? It's trapped. They call it an out. What are you going to go back? You're going to set all the runners up? Are you going to try to assume where runners might have ended up? What are you going to do there?
No.
Look how crazy you are.
No, because that would be the final out if it's a trap instead of an out.
What if you call an out and the guy is safe, right? And now there's a guy at third who doesn't score. Do you just assume that the guy at third is going to score? What if a guy in second's Willie Mays Hayes in it, and he's trying to come around on the bunt after Jake Taylor points to the fence? So everyone's like, he's going to go for the fence.
This is where the best interest of baseball edict comes into play.
But
says, I don't know, and pulls out his hair. I can't change that call. Look, here's my problem. This is so painfully obvious that this is a perfect game.
Yeah.
He pitched a perfect game.
So we'll keep saying it's a perfect game. It's also painfully obvious that Hank Aaron is the all-time home run king and that Ryan Braun might be the greatest baseball player in Major League Baseball history, even at this young age.
Where's that coming from?
The point is, though, Ben, it's just because something is painfully obvious doesn't mean it's historically accurate.
I'm just bothered by this.
Right?
Under all the pressure and all the circumstances, this is unlike...
Britain should have won the Revolutionary War, Ben. They had all the resources, yet those feisty Americans knocked them off.
I got to tell you something. I didn't see that one coming. Britain in the Revolutionary War, and we're comparing it to no-hitters.
Right.
Remember when CC Sabathia had the error call? Or no, the base hit call on what should have been an error a couple years ago for the Brewers?
Yeah.
In the second inning, and he allowed nothing the rest of the way, and they said should be reviewed, should be a no-hitter. No, totally different, because then the mental pressure of the game wears on. The no-hitter pressure wears on. It's different. This guy faced all the pressure, had the out secured, got the out immediately afterward, blown call. It's a perfect game. It's a perfect game.
It's a game in early June between the Tigers and the Indians. It's not the World Series, Ben. I mean, we've seen the World Series be lost on final calls back in '85, and that wasn't reversed.
That was with 1 out in the ninth. It wasn't the final call of the game.
I
think there's a difference.
You're out of control. This is much better for Galarraga for it to go this way because now he looks like a great sportsman.
Well, we can say
he's
that.
a class act. You know, it's shown good sportsmanship between the umpires saying, "Hey, I blew the call." He's crying at home plate yesterday. I mean, how much of this man's manhood do you want to take away? How much of Jim Joyce's manhood? He's already crying daily. He's already admitting his fault, and now you're saying, "You know what? We're going to reverse your crappy call." The right team still won.
Don't you think Jim Joyce would want you to reverse the call?
No,
I do. The way he was that contrite.
Well, maybe he does, but the umpires union certainly doesn't, because then you're overstepping.
Yeah, because they're a bunch of stooges. This is, by the way, a great example, and you're right. The way Galarraga reacted, the way that Jim Joyce reacted, great example of sportsmanship and a thing we can look up to.
For crying out loud, it's on the front page of your Wisconsin State Journal today.
It's nice.
And your Journal Sentinel.
That is a nice thing to come out of this. You know what would make the story even better? They reverse the call and give the kid the perfect game that he actually pitched.
He's already getting. I mean, we don't even talk about Roy Halladay's perfect game anymore. We're going to talk about this the rest of the season.
I know.
So it's much better. It's a
story either way.
He still gets a shutout win. All right.
Oh yeah. Oh, that's great.
Well, get over to.
How many times has that been done?
Maybe you should have got
thousands.
Should have got over to first a little quicker.
What?
Look, that I agree that it was a crappy call and the kid got screwed, but that's baseball. That's life.
No. And here's the other thing.
You hit a good drive on a fairway, you can't quite see the end. It takes a weird bounce, ends up in the rough.
We won't get into it in this particular Talking Cheesehead segment.
Why not?
Cheeseheadtalk.com.
Come on.
Because we don't have time. But definitely replay. They have to come up with some sort of replay. Come on.
I'll agree with that.
Come on.
I heard a good thing by that Dankinger guy who blew the '85 World Series yesterday. Give each team 2 challenges.
Yeah. 1 challenge. You don't need 2.
Yeah, but you know those managers, they'll be using those in the first inning.
We are the Talking Cheeseheads. Replay. Perfect game. Yeah. Cheeseheadtalk.com.